I'm going to discuss with you about public auditing project. So what is the main objective of this project? So what we are going to do in this public auditing project? So I'm going to propose a privacy preserving mechanism. It supports public auditing on shared data stored in the cloud architecture. So this is the main objective of the project. So public auditing. So what we are going to do in this project. So next I'm going to discuss with you about the overview about this project. So what we are going to do in this public auditing project. So what we are going to do in this public auditing project. So it overcomes the limitation of auditing scheme. The proposed system is developed to verify the correctness of cloud data by third-party auditor. From the term public auditing, you can just understand. So what we are going to do in this project. So I am going to periodically verify. So the proposed system is developed to verify the correctness of cloud data by the third-party auditor without retrieving the entire data or without introducing additional online burden. So what we are going to do in this project? So whenever I want to store anything in the cloud architecture, so everything is stored in a secured manner. So there will be a third party auditor who is going to audit and verify the correctness of data stored in the cloud architecture. So it maintains the storage correctness of data, integrity and confidentiality of stored data. So the proposed scheme, it consists of three basic entities. They are the data owner, cloud server storage and the third party auditor. The proposed scheme consists of three basic entities. They are the data owner, cloud server storage and the third party auditor. So cloud service providers, today cloud computing, as the volume of data is going to increase, everything is becoming online. So cloud computing has become the day. So instead of storing them on the local hard drive, so everything is stored in the cloud architecture. So currently in the existing system, what is happening in the existing system? So a privacy issue introduced in case of shared data with the use of leakage of identity privacies. So in this existing system, the security integrity, to securely introduce an effective third party auditor, the following two fundamental requirements have to be met. So third party auditor should be able to efficiently audit the cloud data storage without demanding the local copy of data. So clear with this, what is happening in the existing system? So there is no third party auditor who can verify the correctness of data stored in the cloud architecture. So traditional cryptographic techniques were used. So data is not stored with high protectivity. So data robustness is lost. They do not perform the multiple auditing tasks simultaneously. So in order to overcome the disadvantage of the existing system, we are just going for the proposed system. So what is going to happen in the proposed system? We are going to introduce a privacy preserving public auditing mechanism for shared data in the cloud architecture. So we are utilizing some ring signatures in order to construct homomorphism authenticators, so that a public verifier is able to audit the shared data integrity without retrieving the entire data. So this is what is happening in the proposed system. So whenever I am going to store anything in the cloud architecture, it is protected by cryptographic techniques like AES algorithm. So advanced encryption standard. So what are the advantages of my proposed system when compared to the existing system? What are the advantages of my proposed system? It can perform multiple auditing tasks simultaneously, batch auditing. They improve the efficiency of verification for multiple auditing tasks. High security provide for file sharing. So all these are the advantages of my proposed system. So when compared to the existing system, so all these are the advantages of my proposed system. When you look at the system architecture diagram, so you can just understand. So what are the different blocks that are present in the system architecture diagram? So all these are the different blocks that are present in the system architecture diagram. So there will be a users block. So the message flows like this. There will be a third party auditor. So security message flow. So there will be a third party auditor. He is going to view the correctness of data stored in the file without retrieving them at the local storage. So auditing challenges. So everything will be stored securely in the cloud server. So I'm going to do some uploading or downloading operation, shared data flows, auditing proofs. So firstly, there will be some users, there will be a third party auditor, and he will be storing the data in the cloud architecture. Involved in this project. There will be a user registration module. There will be a public auditing module. So in order to do any kind of auditing tasks, there will be a public auditing module. And then sharing the data. So in order to share the data, so there will be sharing data module. And then integrity checking. So all these are the different modules that are present in this project. So firstly, for the user registration, what we are going to do in this user registration. So for the registration of user with identity, the group manager randomly selects number. Clear with this? Then the group manager adds into the group user list, which will be used in the traceability phase. So after the registration, user obtains a private key, which will be used for group signature generation and file decryption. So user registration module. And after user registration, there will be a public auditing module. So all these are the different modules that are present in this project. So what are the different tasks we are going to perform? Accordingly, we will be having different modules in this project. So there will be a public auditing module. So you can just see here, the proposed scheme is as follows. There will be a setup phase and the audit phase. And sharing data module. So whenever I want to share some data, so I can go for sharing data module. Use case diagram. So I have a user and I have a public verifier. So what are all the different roles that are performed by the user? Whenever I am going to come for the user, he is going to share the data. And after sharing the data, there will be an auditing process. So there will be an auditor who needs to audit. So there will be an auditing process. And after auditing process, there will be a group of members. And cloud server, verify the metadata, private keys, identity privacy. There will be a public verifier. He is going to verify the correctness of data stored in the cloud without retrieving them at the local storage. So there will be a user and there will be a public verifier. So all these are the different roles that are performed by the user and the public verifier. Clear with this what I am trying to do in this project? So I am just discussing with you about the use case diagram. So what are all the different people and what are all the different use cases? So this is a class diagram and sequence diagram. So when you consider what are all the different blocks, activity diagram. So all these are the different blocks that are present in the activity diagram. So what are all the different hardware and software requirements that are essential to do this project? So everything is developed using the Java language. The entire public auditing project. So everything is developed using the Java language. I require JDK 1.8 and JRE 1.8. So these two are the requirements and everything is developed on a Windows 7 32-bit operating system. I require a MySQL server and everything is developed using the NetBeans IDE. And when you consider the hardware requirements, I require 1 GB RAM memory capacity. So I require 80 GB hard disk, about 2 GHz processor and a data card. So all these are the different hardware and software requirements that are essential to do this project. So till this part, whatever I am speaking, everything is clear. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for Java Full Stack Internship Program, JFSMC3. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate, and the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for Java Full Stack Internship Program, JFSMC3. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate, and the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. So till this part, whatever I am speaking, everything is clear. So far, I just gave you some introduction to the overview, abstract of this project, what we are going to do in this project. So next I am going to discuss with you about the implementation details. So what are all the different .java files, how this project works. So I am just going to discuss with you about the implementation details of this project. So I have a web pages section when you consider this public auditing. So I have about us.jsp. So clear with this. So whenever you want to execute this project, just go to this, right click, and there is an option to run this file. So if I want to collect the user details, whatever is the user details, just go here. You need to provide. So you can just see here, I have loaded all my database in my MySQL. So this is the database I'll be using for doing different types of web developments. So all the databases are loaded in my MySQL. So inside this, you have eraser code. So you can go for public auditing. So all these are the different types of databases. So you can give the username and password. Whatever is the username and password, you can just give the username and password. So I'm just clicking the submit button. So data creators, whenever you want to create data, so you can just see here auditor details. So whatever is the auditor name, auditor password I need to give, and I need to click the submit button. So when you go here, you can just see auditor table, auditor registration is there, right? So once you go here, just select star. So whenever I want to type any queries, I need to type in the query in my queries pane. So I'm just selecting star from auditor registration. So for example, I am just giving here as Guru and Guru. So whenever I want to upload any file, just go here. In my desktops, I have different files, just open. If you click submit button, so you can just upload. So there is a contact us page. So whenever you want to contact us, just go to the home page. There is an admin page. So if you give the admin username and password, you can just enter. Data creator registration. So whenever you want to enter the data for data creator, you can just click the submit button. Clear with this, what I am trying to do here, and I have an auditor registration form. So whenever I am going to give the user ID, username, password, confirm password, email, mobile number. So whenever I am filling in all these details, I am clicking the submit button, so it will be submitted. And there is a user revocation form. So this is how the project looks like. So in order to develop this project, so when you go to the NetBeans IDE, so you have a about us page. So inside this about us, all these are the different .jsp files, Java server pages. So all my .jsp files, Java server pages are present in my web pages section. So I have HTML. So inside this, I can go for head tag, and then I'm coming inside the body section. I'm just going for the font tag. So I'm just going for this table tag. So TR tag, for example, font size equal to face equal to color. So for example, font size, whatever is the font size. So wherever I want to create some reference, I'm just creating some reference here. So inside this, I'm having this admin links.jsp to whichever pages I want to go to. So I can just have the links in my admin links.jsp file. So choose your requirement links here. So I have a user registration.jsp, whichever ahref data owner. So inside my admin links, I'm just creating an anchor tag. So what is the use of this anchor tag? So it provides a reference to different .jsp files. So I have an auditor registration, I have data owner login form, I have data owner registration. So whenever I have this contact.jsp file, you can just go here. So I have the font size. Whatever is the font size, I'm just mentioning the font size here. And then I'm having this face, font face, and color. Whatever is the color, I'm just mentioning the color here. So I have the address. So whatever is the address, this is my company address, right? So I'm just having this address. So you can just see Natarajan Street, Chamanjeri. So you can just see here. So I'm just providing the office contact address, and I have a data owner login.jsp. So you can just see here. So I have inside my body tag, I'm just coming inside. So div class equal to within double quotes, I'm just giving here as wrapper, and div class equal to content. Whatever is the content I'm going to type in, so I'm just giving here as content. And div id equal to form wrapper. So whatever I want to do, so I'm just doing here. And form name equal to within double quotes, I'm just mentioning here as form 1. Clear with this? And method equal to post request, I can go for some actions. And label for equal to within double quotes, I'm just mentioning here as username. And input type equal to password. So whenever I want to do some password, I'm just giving here an input type equal to submit button. So all these are the different .jsp files. So I have index.jsp. So what are all the different .jsp files? So inside this index.jsp, so I'm just having here home, about us. There will be an admin page, user details, data creator, auditor details. So I'm just providing the link to all these .jsp files. So I have an index.jsp. So I have admin login.jsp. I have login.jsp. I have data owner login.jsp. I have auditor login.jsp. So all these are the different .jsp files. And finally, I have login.jsp. So inside my login.jsp, you can just see here. So whenever I want to log into something, so I'm just having this login.jsp file. So you can just see here input type equal to text, name equal to username, and ID equal to username. So what are the different types of form tags? Form name equal to form 1, method equal to post request, and action equal to login servlet. So I have user registration.jsp. So whenever I want to register any user, so I can go for this user registration.jsp. So and then user revocation.jsp. So whenever I want to revoke some users, you can just go to this .jsp file. Inside this, you can just see here, this is my database. I'm just establishing a connection with the database. What is the username and password? I'm just providing. So when I was discussing with you about JDBC, I was discussing, right, how to establish a connection with the database. So firstly, I'm just initializing an array list. So array list space li equal to new array list of. So and then I'm initializing a connection variable. Connection con equal to null and statement equal to null and result set equal to null. And using this class using dot operator, I'm calling this inbuilt function called for name function. So class dot for name, I'm just giving here as com dot mysql dot jdbc dot driver. So whatever is the driver name, I'm just providing the corresponding driver name here. And after registering the driver using driver manager using dot operator, there is an inbuilt function called get connection function. So I'm just establishing the connection with the database. So MySQL, what is the username and password? So after providing all these details, so you can just see here all my .jsp files are present in my web pages section. Inside my source packages section, I have AES encryptor.java. So you can just see here whenever I want to write any kind of Java coding. So firstly, I need to import the corresponding packages and libraries. What are all the essential packages and libraries? So firstly, I need to import the corresponding packages and libraries. So I'm just importing this java.security.key and javax.crypto.cipher, javax.crypto.secret key. So what are all the different packages and libraries? So firstly, I'm just importing the corresponding packages and libraries. So after importing the corresponding packages and libraries, so I'm just importing this javax.crypto.specification .cipher input stream, cipher output stream. So firstly, I'm just importing the essential packages and libraries. And after importing the essential packages and libraries, whenever I want to define any new class, I am using the class keyword followed by the name of the class. So I am just defining a class called AES encryptor. It is prepended by the public access modifier. So I can go for different types of access modifiers. It is prepended by the public access modifier. So I can just go inside cipher space, encryption cipher, decryption cipher. So you can just see here cipher.get instance. I'm just getting the instance. So public void encrypt. So I'm just passing these two parameters. So public void decrypt. So if I want to do some encryption and decryption, it is encrypted by using AES algorithm, advanced encryption standard. So and then I have one more .java file. It is called as an admin servlet.java. So inside this admin servlet.java, so firstly I need to import the essential packages and libraries. What are all the important packages and libraries? So firstly I need to import the corresponding packages and libraries. So I'm just importing this java.io.io exception. So whenever I want to handle any input output exception, so I'm just importing this java.io.io exception, and then I'm importing this java.io.printvwriter. So whenever I want to write something at the output, so it contains separate packages and libraries for performing different types of operations. So and then I'm importing this javax.servlet.servlet exception. So and then I'm importing javax.servlet.http.http servlet. And then I'm importing this javax.servlet.http.http servlet request servlet response session. So all these are the different packages and libraries. So firstly, in order to do any kind of project, so I have to import the essential packages and libraries. So what are all the important packages and libraries? So firstly, I need to import the corresponding packages and libraries. After importing the essential packages and libraries, so what is the next thing I need to do? So you can just see here, whenever I want to define any new class, I am using the class keyword followed by the name of the class. So I am defining a class called admin servlet. It is extending this HTTP servlet and prepended by public access modifier. Response.getWriter. So for example, I am calling this inbuilt function called getWriter function. And I have this auditor login servlet. So you can just see here, process request, I have this auditor login servlet. So I have data owner registration servlet. So you can just see here, whenever I want to generate any key, so I'm writing this here as generate key and protected void process request. So I'm just passing this request and response. These two are given as input parameters to this process request. And response dot set content type. So it is just throwing this servlet exception and IO exception. So whenever I want to call any of the inbuilt functions using this response variable using dot operator, I am calling this inbuilt function called set content type function. So I have login servlet.java, owner login servlet.java. So what are the different operations I have to perform? So accordingly, I have different .java files. So I have login servlet.java. So inside my login servlet.java, so firstly I'm just importing the essential packages and libraries. What are all the important packages and libraries? So firstly I'm just importing the corresponding packages and libraries. So I'm just importing this java.io.io exception. So whenever I want to handle any input output exception, so I'm just handling this IO exception. So I'm just handling this java.io.printvwriter whenever I want to write something at my output. So I can just go for this print writer. So and then I'm importing this javax.servlet.servlet exception. So whenever I want to handle any servlet exception, so I can go for this servlet exception. So and then I'm having HTTP servlet. This is the parent servlet, servlet request response session. So all these are the different packages, important Java packages and libraries used for doing any kind of web development. So I'm just importing this java.sql.star. So in order to perform any database related operations. So I'm just importing this java.sql.star. So and then I'm importing this java.util.arraylist. So whenever I want to define any new class, I'm just defining the class followed by the name of the class login servlet, thus extending this HTTP servlet. So process request, request and response, these two are given as input parameters to this process request. Clear with this? So what are the different files I'm just defining here? I have owner login servlet dot java file. So whenever I want to register any owner, so it comes here and it performs the corresponding operations here. And I have upload servlet. So whenever I want to upload any files, it comes here and uploading servlet operation. So this will be performed here. Clear with this? So I'm just verifying the data, whatever is the key. So inside this, it comes inside and using the print writer object. So it writes something at the output. So I'm just generating the key. So firstly, in order to write any kind of Java coding, I need to import the essential packages and libraries. What are the important packages and libraries? I need to import the corresponding packages and libraries. So I'm just importing this com.commondb.commondb. So and then I'm importing this java.io.star util.list servlet exception HTTP servlet. So whenever I want to define any new class, I'm using the class keyword followed by the name of the class. So I'm just defining a class called upload servlet. It is extending this HTTP servlet by the public access modifier. So I can go for different types of access modifiers. It is prepended by the public access modifier. And inside this, I'm just generating some key, private static key, generate key. So whenever I am sending some product key, you can just see here, it is stored in the result set, public auditing. So I am just iterating through the iterator and this will be displayed at my output. So clear with this example. So I have auditor servlet.java. So for performing different types of operations, I have different .java files. So all my .java files are present in my source packages section. So just right click and there is an option to run this file. Just submit and I'm going to perform different types of operations. So with this, I'm just stopping this video. I hope I'm clear with whatever I have explained. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for Java Full Stack Internship Program, JFSMC3. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate, and the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for Java Full Stack Internship Program, JFSMC3. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate. And the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. Remaining things, I will just continue in my next videos. Thank you all.